Hey guys, what's going on? This is iJustRengar here, back again with another video, and in today's video we're going to be going over a jungle replay. In this game, it was a solo queue game, I wasn't duoed with anybody, and I was going up against a KhaZix in the jungle. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down my clear, why I did everything that I did. I'm going to be showing you the mistakes that I made, as well as the things that I did well, and what you can take away from this, and what you can use in your games. So, in this game, we have a Camille versus Kennen top. We have a Malphite versus Annie mid. And then for bot lane, we have Jhin and Janna versus a Aphelios and Rakan. Now, I did post my Discord in the chat, which is something that I highly recommend you do, especially as a jungler that likes to farm a lot, because you can coordinate with your team and let them know what you're doing. And the Rakan joined. He did not have a mic, though, and the Kennen joined. And again, this is something that I like to do for whatever games that I can do, just because having communication helps you out a lot. So, for this game, we are going to start off with the red buff. We are going to be doing the reverse clear. Now, I'm going to be skipping through most of this, and the reason why is because you guys already see the video of my reverse clear, which apparently somebody else made a video of before, Dopamine, so shout out to him for that. But I'm going to be doing this clear. I do it slightly differently. I ended up watching his video. I do it slightly differently than how he does it. I like to smite the blue buff, and generally speaking, I don't just do the level 4. In this instance, I did do the full level 4 clear, but generally I do not. Now, I am actually going to turn on red side view. So you did see KhaZix's path there. It's a little bit of a mistake for me. But what I'm thinking here is, okay, I'm level 4. KhaZix does not clear as fast as I do, at least not to level 4. So since I'm level 4 here, I know that he started on his bot side because the bot lane showed up late. So I'm going to go into his top side, and ideally I will out-level him. Because I out-level him, each level, just so you know, is approximately 450 gold worth of stats. So it's basically like fighting, like if we were like level 3, fighting with like a longsword, and then like for some reason having like an extra like 3 or 4 armor. You know what I mean? So that's how much the buff is, just because of the health that you get, the attack damage that you get, all that. So since you're level 4, invading is really good if you know that they're a slow clearer. So I hit this here just to see if the wolves are up. They are, and so I see him up there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I'm watching the minimap. I'm seeing Camille is still at her turret. So I'm thinking, okay, I drag this back towards the bush. I can leap to it, get ferocity, and then if KhaZix comes after me, I will have 4 stacks. That's my thought process here. So that's why I drag this back to the bush now. Now, I'm thinking, okay, if KhaZix had smite, he would have smited it. So I know his smite's down. Because of that, it's going to be a 50-50 for who gets this. Now, here's what happens. I jump for it. I'm jumping on it, not on him. KhaZix ends up getting it, but that enables me to use my Q on him instead of using it on the Gromp. And he used his Q on the Gromp, and he used his leap. So that means that he has now no escape. So watch what I do here. So I had noticed that Camille started running over. Kennen said it in Discord and started sprinting as well. She comes over here. Now, immediately I'm thinking, okay, I could flash and juke this out, but he still has flash. You know what I mean? So what I do is, I flash over here, and I ward over. And the reason why is because I know if I leap, that's going to give me an extra ferocity stack. And if he flashes after me, I'll probably kill him anyways, because my Q is about to be up. I get an auto attack reset. Now, here's something crazy that happens. Camille immediately flashes. Now, a lot of people think that it's a really good idea to just flash after somebody and try to take them down. In this instance, definitely not. Now, here's my mistake. Camille had just used all of her abilities trying to kill me, and she wasted her flash. If I immediately run up here, my ferocity is up in 5 seconds, and I can leap to her. If Kennen runs up this way, she is 100% dead. However, I ran like away from her, like in this direction. I'm like, I don't really know if I want to fight, and I shied away from the fight when if I thought about it a little more, like thinking about it now, I definitely should not have. Also here, I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe I could have went down to the Scuttle Crab, but then I'm like, nah, probably not. So immediately in my head, I'm thinking, okay, KhaZix is probably going to go bottom. I do tell Rakan that. I'm like, hey, look, KhaZix is probably going to be heading towards the bot lane. Just because his top side, he already knows, is mostly cleared. I'm assuming he's going to go down and clear his bot side and go for this Scuttle Crab. So right over here, we see these guys pushing up, and KhaZix shows up. Now, I immediately am assuming, okay, he had to have taken a camp, or at least started one, because he's low on mana. So I'm assuming that he had taken the Scuttle Crab. I just run over just to hit this initially, and then I see that, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just go for this then. Now, my immediate thought after this is, okay, so KhaZix is most likely going to be going for his golems, because that's like the clear that I would do. So I ward right here. Initially, I'm thinking I'm going to catch him in between, but he was a little bit slow on that. And so at this point, I'm like, okay, I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to start this, keep watching that ward, and then hopefully we'll see him if he comes over. Now, here is a huge mistake for me. If I, while waiting, auto-attack this, I level up. If I level up, you'll see what happens. So I go in on him here. I'm able to get massive damage down. I immediately just smite that. He flashes. I'm like, okay, that's bad. But I see my boy Malphite over here. I think I might live. I do not. So we burn 2 flashes for the death. Not really crazy ideal. However, it's not the worst possible outcome because there's a huge wave mid, and I'm thinking, okay, Annie can probably win that. So sadly, Annie does not by herself, but then Rakan comes in, and boom, popped. So Camille runs down. A lot of sums are used there by the enemy team, and not as many from our team. So overall, not an awful trade. Now here, I immediately say, okay, what do I need to do? I need to efficiently clear. At this point, KhaZix is actually getting ahead of me because of his CS. So I'm immediately like, okay, we're going to go for an efficient clearing path. We're clearing from top to bottom. The reason why is because Dragon's up bottom, Rift Herald's not up. I want to be on the side of the map that has the objective up. That's why I'm heading down towards the bot side here. So I go for this. I come over this way. Now I see them roaming mid. I see huge prio here. And I see Annie coming back to lane, full HP, full mana with a stun up. So immediately I say, okay, I'm going to start this dragon. Because they just pushed him up towards top side, which means if KhaZix is anywhere, he's probably on the top side. Let's just check real quick. Exactly, he is. So because of that, because we know that KhaZix is probably top side, because that's where Malphite ran, he didn't like try to like go for a fight or anything like that. I'm like, okay, this is going to be an easy dragon. So I call over Rakan, I call over Aphelios, and I start this dragon up. Now, sadly, our top laner does die. I probably should have let him know that I thought that KhaZix was there. Actually, as soon as he was showing up, I was telling him that. I was like, kind of like just not thinking about what to tell my teammates. So always communicate if you can. Now, immediately, my first thought is, okay, he's probably on Rift Herald. He just got to kill top. Top has prio now because of that, and mid's kind of even. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go over, see if maybe I can do something here. However, I know that he's ahead because he has Warrior, so I don't want to just walk up. I hit that over. I see that he's doing pretty well, and so I end up running back. In hindsight, me going into that bush, maybe not the best idea. I think KhaZix could probably have killed me there. Takes me a second to adjust myself on that. I misclicked a little bit. And then I go right back to efficiently clearing because I know that I need to get back in line with gold for this KhaZix. So I just start efficiently clearing as much as possible. Take that. Okay, now, we'll go back real quick. So, I skip forward a little bit fast. So I see that KhaZix is over here. I maintain my ferocity from here to here by using that. I Q, and I'm like, okay, I don't have a ward, so I'm literally just going to run straight into that bush. I know that if he Qs me, auto-attacks me, does like a full combo on me, I'm going to be able to double W and heal up completely, or just W once and use another empowered Q. So that's why I just run at him, no fear, even though I'm isolated. So he does a lot of damage to me. I immediately do this. Now watch, we see Malphite here, right? So immediately I'm thinking, okay, Malphite ulti, probably going to come out. But if I flash into the bush, just like that, we're able to juke that out. Now here we see Janna. So I immediately path over this way. Janna gets kind of afraid and she's like, oh, he's not coming. And then I run straight into him. So we'll watch that fight back real quick in full motion. Without the breakdown. Notice how I'm always trying to get those leap then Qs. I also, while I was pathing up, by the way, looked to see that Jhin was not with the Janna. And then I start going for this, and I'm like, wait a second, this Ignite is really ticking right now. I don't know if this is a good idea. Then I just get a few of the little ones, and I'm like, alright, maybe we can get it. And then realistically, I probably could have kept going, but I was like, all right, I'm just kind of worried that maybe KhaZix comes over and it resets. So I'm like, you know what? Nah, forget about it. I'm just going to go clear my Gromp and figure out what to do from there. So I think at this point, I'm pretty rich. I think I have like 3K. By the way, done all this with just a Tiamat. So I go back here, I pick up a Duskblade, literally just straight up. I had 3,000 on me, and I head top lane. Now, this is a misplay on my part, sort of. I ulti up, and I think, okay, maybe we can kill. Sadly, I kind of screw it up and die there. It does mean that they don't get first turret, which is like 450 gold. So it's about the same as me dying, and it puts them off the map so Kennen can have a chance to push again. But at the same time, it's not really ideal. I probably should have just went for another full clear of my jungle, because that really was just kind of me dying. Just so you know, sorry about my Discord muting. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I assume you can. It's literally just because my Discord is set up where if I hit the... oh, shoot. I forgot about this play. So here, real quick, I'm just going to say my Discord's set up so that way my mute is the button that speeds things up. So that's why it does that. So I'm coming over here. I see KhaZix is on my chickens. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit questionable. I'm a little bit more fed than he is. Like, despite the fact he's got tabbies, so it's kind of okay. But we have an AP mid laner. He doesn't know where she is. So it's a little bit yikes that he's doing this. So I come over this way. And I'm immediately like, I'm just going to jump over. I know that I can have my double W. I wait for that to hit me. Then I use my W so I can run back. At this point, I keep running just in case something's happening. I'm checking the minimap, seeing if I can see Malphite. I'm always doing that. When I run away and I ult, before I jump in, I check the minimap. So here, I'm like, okay, I know that I can probably get some good burst off. I immediately run back just in case Malphite's over here and he ults or something like that. And then run over this way. Sadly, not able to get that kill, but that's totally fine. I've completely flubbed my E. I thought it was going to run down. Now I immediately call for a dragon. The reason why, obviously, their top laner is super low. Their mid laner is low. We're all right here, and their jungler is dead. So I'm like, okay, Kennen, come with us. We're going to force this dragon out. In hindsight, maybe Kennen didn't need to be here. He probably did not. But we come over here, and we take this dragon real quick. Now we're at 2 dragons. This is huge for us, because this is going to enable us to easily get the soul by potentially 24 minutes, which is huge. A 24-minute soul is crazy. That means you can get Elder Dragon at 29, and it gives you just a huge advantage having that soul. So immediately, what do? I go right back to efficiently clearing. The only objective on the map right now is the Rift Herald. So I come over here, and I really quickly just throw that Scrying Orb at it just to make sure nobody's doing it, and I go right back to efficiently clearing afterwards. Again, I'm going to say efficient clearing a lot, because efficiently clearing is probably like the #1 thing that you can do if you don't know what to do. Because it really can't ever be that incorrect. It can't be that wrong. Like, notice how I'm like 40 CS up on this guy. So I come here. Probably should have just empowered Eid. But it ends up working out. I end up killing him anyways. I really thought he would be a lot more difficult to kill because he was 1-0-4. But checking tab, you realize, okay, he doesn't have any armor whatsoever. He's mostly just health and then a few damage stats, but no even, like, completed items. His build literally just looked like a garage sale. So from here, I start heading up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to stack my ferocity. I hold my W just in case they run down because I want to be able to have my W up, and I get my 4 ferocity. Now, the reason I do that is because I don't have my ulti. So it's very, very hard for me to do a lot without my ult unless I can get on top of somebody. So that's the main problem with Rengar. That's why you need to position well. So I just throw out my bola, throw out another bola. We hit him twice, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to come over here and zone Janna from the fight. I don't even know if she can really do much, but I'm just going to zone her. So over here, they run, chase this guy down, and immediately I say, okay, what's the next objective on the map? Rift Herald. So I go for Rift Herald. You always want to capitalize on the picks that you get in the team fights you win. You should never be team fighting for nothing, okay? Like, you can team fight for vision, you can team fight for, like, vision over a future objective, you can team fight for an objective itself. Still a little bit of CS there, because I love CS. I go back because the dragon's about to spawn. I want to get a good buy. I go Edge of Night instead of Youmuu's. Reason why, I just want to be able to not get hit immediately by a Malphite R and just die. So that's the reason why I do that there. Boom. So we pick her for this fight. Immediately, I'm like, okay, even though the gold's super even, she's dead. It's 4v5. We win. Here, if I had had Youmuu's, I would have caught them in this fight and absolutely destroyed them. That's why Youmuu's is really good, because I could have leapt to her and then immediately just ran back. However, I'm also going to show you why Edge of Night's really good. Watch this. So I caught my show here. Boom. He ulted me. I would have died because I was literally running to their turrets, but I didn't because of Edge of Night, and I baited out one of their high-profile ultimates. At this point, I'm like, all right, Kendon, start taking that dragon. I'm gonna come down. I just go through the jungle real quick, sweep it, make sure that none of their camps are up. So from here, gonna head down, take that, and once again go back to efficiently clearing my jungle. Now, wait a second. I see that spawning. I'm like, all right, whatever, we'll do that. Run up this way. I know wolves won't spawn until I'm like already at chickens, so I do that. I run up. I have Kennen walk over, give me vision, I take that, and boom, I back, I get another serrated Dirk, I place that bot lane, it's about to expire, I see people top, so I place it bot. That's my reasoning behind that. So here, I see the team fighting, like, all up here, I see Jhin down here, so I immediately say, okay, I should just pick the guy that's, like, easiest to pick. So I pick him real quick, I go over, I'm like, I'm gonna just take this ward while I wait, build up some ferocity. Coming down here, I'm kind of hoping that she goes that way. She does not, but I end up killing her anyways. And so right there, I just leapt to this bush right here and then did an E flash. Pretty easy, pretty clean play. And then from here, what do? I say, all right, well, let's just push mid. Meanwhile, this Herald's down bot just got me a caddy minion. That's a feels good, man. So we're taking this. This thing's about to rear up. Boom, get gold for that. And I run down. I know that KhaZix is still topside. I know that Malphite hasn't backed yet. I know all these things, and because of that, all I'm doing is just staying present on the map. It doesn't matter how low health you are if you're staying, or if you know where the enemy team is. I take that because I get bonus XP for it, and I really think that it's better on me, just because the lifesteal is huge. Well, not really lifesteal, but healing regen. Now, over here, I see our team starting to fight. I wait a second, I don't leap to her immediately, even though I could. I leap on their backline, and I take their backline out. I immediately ult afterwards, that way there's like a little bit of like, oh, where's Rengar? I could have leapt to him, but because of the fact that Malphite has not used his ulti yet, I'm like, nah, not really. I don't think that's ideal. I come over, I try to go on her, I even use my Q. Sadly, it doesn't pan out. But then I run down here, and I'm able to get a pretty good kill off. Able to get 2, and right here I do that little bug where if you leap to something with a Q on, it'll take it out pretty much immediately, just because it does like almost double damage, maybe a little bit more than empowered Q, and that is free. So at this point, I'm 11-2. I got a 700 gold bounty. The game is pretty much over if I play it right. When you're this far ahead as Rengar, it's pretty hard to lose. So immediately I say, okay, I'm going top. I want to steal some stuff, but then I'm like, okay, wait. There's a full wave on this tower, why not just run over and take it? Rengar, building full lethality, takes turrets very, very quickly. So because of that, I go and I take that. Now, here, I back a little bit too early. I miscalculate a little bit. I should have went and grabbed the golems, but instead I'm backing. And the reason why is because this is spawning. So the reason for me backing is totally fine. But if I had backed literally just like a few seconds later, I would have been able to buy a full Lord Dominic's Regard, which is what I would have went in this situation, just because they don't really have too much healing. I mean, they do have a little bit, but I just think LDR is so much better for burst than Mortal Reminder. Even though Mortal Reminder's Executioner's effect is really, really strong, I just highly enjoy the 35% armor pen. That extra 10%, just, you deal so much damage, man. It's nuts. Anyways, so over here, I'm immediately thinking, okay, I'm going to ulti, and I'm going to run down this way because they're concentrated up here. That ends up meaning that I'm going to be behind their carries, and then we'll be able to do a front to back. Or back to front instead of a front to back, like killing the enemies. However, I see Camille right here. I'm like, okay, let's go. That's some free bread. So we kill her. Now, immediately, I tell my team, I'm like, yo, back off. See how I signal that? Why do I signal that? Do you guys know? You can't answer. It's not a stream. The reason that I signal us to back is because Annie's still dead. But if we wait just a little while, even though our team is stronger in a 4v4 anyways, if we wait a little while, Annie can come, and then it's a 4 versus 5 instead of a 4 versus 4. Camille's not going to be up for 36 seconds. Annie will be up 31 seconds before Camille is. If it takes Annie 20 seconds to get here, that's 11 seconds plus the teleport's what, 4.5? 4 seconds. So that means that we're going to have a 15-second fight where it's 4 versus 5 before Camille can even have a chance of being there. So because of that, we all just dance around this dragon. Oh, nice. KhaZix didn't have smite. Feels bad, man. We just dance around this dragon, and I'm just telling us, hey, don't fight. Don't fight. Like, we're totally fine. We're just going to wait it out, and then we'll take it when we can. Like, there's no reason for us to fight and risk something that we don't need to risk. Always, always, always remember that. No reason to risk a fight when you don't have to. Now, at this point, Annie's over here, so I'm like, all right, we can probably go in on this now. I just keep trying to throw bolas. I don't get picked there, thank goodness. And I immediately run back. Now, I run back just because I am the only smite on our team. And because I don't have anything up. So I know that there's really no reason for me to go into a fight here. So I run over, take that kill real quick, and I will speed up again. Immediately, 3 of them dead. 1 of them is their jungler. I say, okay, let's Baron. We run over to Baron. Boom, just like that. Baron's gone. I immediately go back to efficiently clearing. Like it's clockwork. Like, that's all I do. I just go and I efficiently clear. I go for Ravenous Hydra instead of LDR. Reason why? They don't really have a lot of armor on their team. Literally only, like, 1 member does. I use my ulti. I run over. And I literally, like, thought that I was leaving to her. Apparently not. And feels bad, man. Nothing really happens from that. So, at this point, the game is pretty much over. All we have to do, our team's, like, way ahead, and I have huge pressure. That E just did 547 damage to Jhin. Just a singular E. I'm super, super fed. So at this point, I'm just like, all right, whatever. We'll just come in behind him. We'll take this turret real quick. Look at how fast I do that. And at this point, there's really not too much left of the game. We had snowballed it pretty much out of control. I see Camille here, and I'm like, literally, I could mess up everything, and I'd probably still kill her. So I ulti. She's hiding behind the turret, which kind of feels bad, man, for me. I'm like, oh, shoot, wait, what if I don't kill her here? Because I keep hitting the turret, and then I start hitting her, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, never mind. There's no way she survives me. And we win the game. So that is that, boys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I just pulled it back real quick just because for some reason it'll like close out my editing software. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. So thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.